and gentlemen, Phoenix, or a playthrough of here, and welcome back to my ASMR playthrough of the Oblivion game, or the Elder Scrolls IV. I really don't know why I said the Oblivion game, but there you go. So, last off, in the last episode, we left off with Thairon basically coming to the Imperial City to sell his goods, and because it had gotten quite late, the market was obviously closed, so he decided that he'd spend the night in an inn, and that is the Merchant's Inn. And he's actually, I forgot, he hasn't had his sleep yet, so let's let him get a good 9 hours sleep, because he's had quite a long first day. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he's already been in the land of Cyrodiil for about 2 days now, and he didn't get much sleep in the first inn that he stayed at, so good night's sleep will do him good. But now that he's had a nice rest, he's going to head out into the market district. Probably going to purchase some breakfast first, of course, because he's probably quite hungry at the moment. Hello again there, sir. Lovely bed, by the way, if you don't mind me saying.
Do business.
And of course the first thing he comes across is alcohol, but Thairon isn't of the alcoholic type, so he doesn't drink a lot of alcohol. What are we going to have for breakfast? How about some bread? Bread and cheese sounds quite yummy, and let's get one of our 5 a day, and we'll have an apple as well. Thank you.
Come back.
Now, sadly in this game, the only form of drink is alcohol. There's no water, there's no milk, there's no sort of non-alcoholic beverage, which is quite a shame, because even in Skyrim, I don't believe there's anything other than milk. Is there milk in Skyrim? I don't even think there's milk in Skyrim, which it's a bit of a shame that they've only got alcohol in the game. It doesn't really make all that much sense, especially when there's lots of different food types, so I don't understand why they've only put alcohol in, but nevertheless. So Thairon's had a hearty breakfast, something to keep him going, and obviously replenish his energy levels, and now that he's done that, he's going to head straight off into the nothing sir. He's going to head straight off into the market district and hopefully find a salesman to sell his these alien goods off to, and hopefully can make quite a nice profit off of them, because they certainly seem to be very valuable alien relics. And of course the aliens are extinct now. They're a long distant elven race. So what have we got here? We've got a fighting chance, which is probably somewhere that Thairon will visit once he's got his once he has sold his stones. Red diamond jewellery. That might be the place that he sells the stones at. The feed bag seems to be another inn. Jensen's good as new merchandise. That seems to be an all-round trader. The Three Brothers Trade Goods, another all-round trader by the sounds of it. The Black Horse Courier. That's obviously not to do anything with selling. The Best Defense. Might be a good spot to get some new armor. The Gilded carafe. Now, what would they sell at the Gilded carafe, I wonder? Slash and smash. Okay, that's probably the shop that Thairon will visit, since he's a blunt expert. Mystic Emporium. Some magics. Divine Elegance. That, again, could be another shop for the stones, perhaps. And then we have Edgar's Discount Spells, which is probably somewhere he'd like to visit, and Rindir's Staffs. Staffs is not something Thairon... Oh, in the Office of Imperial Commerce, but I doubt that'll be of any importance to Thairon. But Thairon has never been one for staves. He finds them interesting, but he much prefers to conjure his own magic. So we're going to go into the Gilded carafe, because this seems to, obviously the word gilded sort of brings to light that it may be the place to sell these stones.
I have everything for the budding alchemist under one roof.
Okay.
Far more than Thorinir would ever have
despite his horrid business ethics.
Oh, I have no idea who Foreigner is, but okay. So you sell alchemical things. Ah, okay, that was my mistake there. But we may have a few potions that might interest you. What have we got here? Or perhaps not, but we can sell all of the alchemical ingredients we've been collecting now.
Deal?
Maybe we could haggle a little, get a little bit more off the price. Yeah, that seemed to work. We have no need for garlic, obviously not the imp gall, the mort flesh, or the... I'm not quite sure where I picked up a tomato, but there you go, I had one. And our merchant skills increased. Lovely jubbly. Thank you for your gold.
Take care.
So now we have 365 gold, which isn't bad. A tidy little profit made off of those alchemical ingredients. Of course, Foreigner... everyone around here is rather rude. The Imperial City seems to be full of grumps. And there's 2 more shops here. What have we got? We've got the Copious Coin Purse and First Edition. Well, none of them draw for foreign. Oh my word! I've forgotten my character's name. Thairon's attention. I do apologise. I should not be forgetting his name, but my mind. I don't know. Okay, so this could be the shop to sell the stones. He sells jewellery, and the stones are quite. Oh my word! You have an angry face, don't you? That is one big nose. Hamloff Redtooth.
Only quality goods for sale.
Will you accept? Yes, you will. 21. Well, let's see if we can turn that frown upside down. Let's go into the persuasion game.
This better be good.
So the way this game works is basically your character obviously will say something. Obviously, the premise is that they're going to say something that makes the
I doubt it.
Makes the
Oh, that's great. That's good of you to say so.
For instance, they'd tell a joke, they'd coerce them. Obviously, they'd say a certain sentence to go along with. Obviously, the 4 different sections here. I'm not very explaining it very well. I do apologise. And certain sections get a good response, and certain sections get a bad response. And you want to make sure that you fill the bad sections with as low as possible, so that you don't lose a lot of points, like I have done already, sadly.
What a fool you are. Oh, talk tough to me. I love
guess
tough
if
guys.
I can tell a joke. Oh no, we want to boast, and there we go. So that's basically how the minigame works. You sort of have to manipulate. I'm getting really lucky here, actually.
I doubt it. Oh, that's good.
Very,
oh, that's great.
very lucky, actually.
I like
But I'm
you
sure
too.
you've sort of got the gist of it. I'm sorry, I didn't very much explain it very well, but it's just an interesting little minigame, and you have to make sure you get the biggest segment in the sections that make them happy, and obviously the smallest one in the sections that don't make them happy, to raise the point score there. And I believe the highest it can go up to is 100, but sadly I kind of screwed up a bit there, so it's at 56. But now you can bribe them with some money to increase that. As you can see, I could bribe him with 16 gold pieces for a 4 bonus, which I am going to do is bring it up to 60, because that's a nice even number. But it's not exactly really making friends. But Thairon wants to get on the good side of all of the merchants in the Imperial City, because he may be frequenting them often, since he'll be in Cyrodiil for quite a while now. So he wants to be able to sort of have good rapport with them, so he can haggle. Which hopefully, if we do that,
What can I interest you
maybe can we up that a little bit more, maybe to 30? Nope. Maybe to 30? No, this man is not budging. There we go. Okay then. So that was a very tidy profit right there. 280 coins for those Welkynd stones. He has no use of soul gems, so we might as well sell those off. And obviously we have these different
You've
pieces of
Let's see.
treasure here that I believe that will give you a plate for free. You can have that. We have no use for that. Why we have a plate and a mug, I don't know. But I believe we received all of those different little trinkets from the woman at the inn who we defeated Raelin the Grave Finder for. And I'm not quite sure if I want to get rid of these, to be honest. That is quite a lot of money, but we definitely don't need this resist poison. But the shield is quite an interesting one. And that's a constant effect compared to obviously a spell that only lasts about 20 seconds. Thank you for the sales there. Thank you for letting me sell into you, sir. So now we have a grand total of 832 coins, which isn't a bad profit. And Thairon wants to instantly go off to the slash and smash. He'd like to acquire a new weapon, if there are decent prices, of course. And then he'd like to head over to the discount spells before he heads back out. And he also needs to find himself an armourer, and hopefully here at the slash and smash he'll be able to get his equipment repaired. Hello there.
Herbal Grow Orkel knows you need axes and blunt weapons. Big ones. So he makes them and sells them here.
You're,
Slash and Smash. The
That's-
big orc weapon shop. Big weapons for big
You
heroes.
almost sound like an advertisement. You did you practice that? Do you have that written down? I kind of need to be a little bit more human with your approach there. Orbal Grow Orkulg. I can't pronounce that, but we can repair our items here, and that just reminds me that we do have some weapons that we no longer need. So we'll sell off the club here. We don't need that. Maybe we can haggle a bit with you as well. Yeah, we can haggle with you. We don't need the iron mace either, and that's all we can sell to you. So what needs repairing at the moment? All of our armor isn't too bad. The steel war axe has taken a bit of a beating, but
I'm sure there's something to
going to be seeing if Allberg here has a better weapon for a Thairon to use. There's a steel battle axe, but that's two-handed. Steel mace, that's not too bad, or a steel war axe. Well, the steel mace seems to be the one with the most damage. Let's just change this so we get the ones with the most damage up. So we're looking for a one-handed weapon. So it seems as though the steel mace is the one with the most damage there. So let's acquire the steel mace from Allberg here, and we'll sell off the steel war axe, which he's really making a killing on his, because he's selling his for 60 and he'll only buy mine for 13. But then again, I guess mine's a little bit damaged, so we'll sell that to him because we no longer need that. What sort of? We have a fur shield, don't we? And that provides us with 1, whereas a leather shield will provide us with 3. So we'll grab ourselves a leather shield there, and we can sell off the fur shield for a very cheap amount of coin there. And it doesn't seem like the leather boots and the leather greaves have any increase in armor rate in there, so we're just going to keep the armor we've already got. And wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to repair. How much will? Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the bottom of the screen there.
Leave me alone.
I've just it's so rude around here. My word. I was looking at the bottom of the screen there, and I saw the 800. I thought, whoa, this is costing me a little bit more than I expected. But then I realised it was because that was actually my gold. That's the amount of gold I still had. Okay then. Hello there, Edgar.
Edgar Vatrine, you don't want the very best. You want cheap, and I got
Well,
cheap.
at least you're straightforward with that, though. I kind of do
May
want
I
good,
interest you in some of my fine wares?
somewhat good spells, because otherwise I don't particularly want them to backfire on me or anything. Bound dagger for 15 seconds. It's no good to me since I have blunt skill instead of blade. Absorb mercantile points for 10 seconds on touch. That could be handy if it's not perceived as an attack, because obviously if I go, say with Edgar here, if I was to absorb his mercantile skill to make sure that I or to increase the amount I can sell to him, by which I mean the amount of money he'll give me when selling items, if he sees that as an attack, then that kind of makes this restoration magic skill here completely useless, because I would not need to absorb mercantile skill from an enemy. With Burning Touch, but Thairon doesn't use the destruction magic, so it's no use to him. Fortify Fatigue, that's an interesting one. That'll be good for swinging the mace, I guess, so might have to consider that. And we have a few spells here that are a little bit out of Thairon's league, so let's go for the weak. Let's change it up. I like how you can do this. I don't believe you can do this with Skyrim, where you can have everything categorized like that. I don't need to absorb luck. Snowball, Mercantile, Ease Burden. That would be handy if Thairon was in the School of Alteration, but he isn't. Conjuration, Summon Scamp. Well, that one certainly does look like one that Thairon would be interested in. Of course, he has a skeleton, but the skeleton isn't exactly all that strong. So let's purchase the Summon Scamp. Can't use that one. Fortify Magicka, that's quite a handy spell. Shame Thairon isn't at the restoration skill to use it yet. But that's all of them other than that. I am going to get this one as well. No, I'm going to get that one as well. Because, thank you for helping me, for selling me those discount spells there. So let's have a look. So we've got Absorb Skill Mercantile, which I shall stick. I won't stick it on actually, since we're not always going to be selling to people, so that can just sit here in the magic menu. But we will be changing the skeleton to Summon Scamp, and we'll add Soothing Touch. Soothing Touch is already on there, isn't it? We'll add Dragon Skin. Oh no, of course, that needs to be taken up by my Steel Mace. But there we go. So now we have a Steel Mace and a Leather Shield, which are going to be much more effective than the fur shield I had and the Steel War Axe. And we've went and bought Absorb Skill Mercantile and Summon Scamp. So Thairon is just about ready to head back out into the wilderness, as it were. Go and find some more alien ruins. There are a couple of forts on the way that were interesting, but whether or not you head to them is a different story entirely, or a different matter entirely, not a story. Well, it's time to head out of the Imperial City. Just need to find, guessing this is the way out, perhaps? Is this what I'm looking for? I have no idea. I should know, but I've forgotten. Yes, Green Emperor Way, there we go. That is what we're looking for. See the magnificent Imperial Palace in all its splendour while we head out back into the unknown, as it were, since, of course, Thairon has no idea. Hello there.
Rasharad greets you. His brothers are Hasiri and Urjabi. The Black Horse Courier is our Imperial news
okay, so you work...
chartered by the Elder Council.
You work the Black Horse Courier. Interesting. So is there any news in the Imperial City?
Three brothers have some good merchandise. Don't know if I've met all three brothers, though.
Perhaps it's just a name they used.
Be seeing.
Some shops do just give themselves rather odd names to attract customers, or because they lack any wit to come up with a more interesting name. So we're looking for the Plaza District, which is probably here. But that is one mighty Imperial Palace. Look at that. That's what you call a palace. The White Tower. I believe it's called the White. Is it the White Gold Tower? The White Tower, although it looks discernibly grey and silver, which does make me ponder why on earth it's called the White Tower, but there you go. I'm sure they named it that for a reason. Perhaps the Aliads, perhaps the Aliad elves were very white in skin tone or something, perhaps? Oh, there's a beggar. I'm afraid I didn't hear that. Da, 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 da. So, Thairon isn't harsh against beggars or anything, but he finds them somewhat irritating. The way they sort of stand around and ask for coins instead of trying to do something with their lives. They could be using that time more wisely by trying to earn their own gold instead of trying to steal gold from others, as it kind of is. But that's just Thairon's opinion. He's not high and mighty. He had a fairly well-off childhood, or a well-off, stable. What's the word I'm looking for? His life back in High Rock was very stable. He was well off. He wasn't wealthy, but he was quite settled and comfortable in the middle between poor and wealthy. So he feels he kind of has the right to sort of judge in a way, but he doesn't judge too harshly, of course, because for all he knows, that beggar was thrown out of his house for very unfair reasons. Well, since we're at the inn, Thairon kind of wants to take a little look inside. He, as I said in the last episode, he quite likes the inns. He quite likes the atmosphere in them. Hello there.
Welcome to the Walnut Inn. Could I interest you in a room, or perhaps a bit of wine?
I'm not really the biggest fan of wine, but please do tell me more.
Yes, actually, I'm quite fond of collecting all manners of wines from all
Oh,
over
okay
Tamriel.
then, interesting.
But one vintage continues to elude me. Shadow Banishment.
Sounds very fancy.
How I'd love to add it to my collection. Say, that gives me an idea. You look like the adventurer.
Well, you've certainly got that spot on there, Nerusa.
6 bottles of shadow banished wine, I'll gladly pay you well.
Well,
All
this
I
is
know
certainly
is that they're found
up
in the many fort ruins scattered
Thairon's
all
street,
over
of course.
Cyrodiil.
He loves to he very much loves adventuring, and he will be paid well if he manages to find this shadow banished wine. So let's ask more. So where exactly might we find this shadow banished wine, Nerusa?
Well, apparently the wine is so rare because it was only made in one tiny batch.
That
It's the product of an
certainly
alchemist
makes
who was
life
also
a bit
vintage.
difficult in finding it, but
Besides tasting
okay.
incredible, the magic within the wine allows the imbiber to be gifted with night
Oh,
eye.
that's
The vintner made it
interesting.
special for the Legion soldiers posted at the forts when they were active long
interesting
ago.
side effect. Night eye, being able to see in the dark after drinking wine, I guess. Yeah, it does sound like it'd be quite helpful for lookouts in a fort, if it was at night, of course. Well, if I come across any shadow banished wine, then I will come and return it to you. Certainly, if you're going to pay me well, that is. So we have a new quest. A Venerable vintage. I've spoken to Nerusa, the publican at the Walnut Inn, just outside the Imperial City. She's searching for a rare wine named Shadow Banished Wine that she says is most commonly found in fort ruins. She tells me if I retrieve 6 bottles, I'll be well compensated. Looks like I need to keep a careful eye out. And I most certainly will. I don't have any wine at the moment, but we did pass a Fort Empire. And Thairon knows this, so he's going to head off to Fort Empire now, which is just along this road, not too far away, so he's going to head back there. Hopefully he can find some of this wine. Then again, there's a fort right in front of us, isn't there? That's the third fort that Thairon's come across, so perhaps we'll enter this one first. and try and find some shadow banish wine in here. If not, we can go and search the other fort, of course, and hopefully that might have some. Have some for us to retrieve. Thairon still is completely... I mean, even I as a gamer out of character, it wouldn't make sense to me that the Empire would abandon these forts, because they're very strategically located, so I just don't see why they'd let... Like, obviously, if we look, like, in-game, story-wise, why they would let these forts turn to ruins. Because they're very strategically located, they must have cost a lot to build, so why then abandon them? It doesn't make that much sense. So what fort are we in? 'Cause I didn't look. We're in Fort Nickel, or Fort Nickel, whatever you like to call it. There seems to be gates in abundance. Oh dear, that's not good. Okay. Lucky pick. Hopefully this is the lucky pick and it will not break at all. Oh, a copper necklace, that's not too bad. You can sell that to the chap back at the jewellery shop that we've sort of made friends with. And okay, so Thairon still has to increase his skills when it comes to the old lock picking. He's not very not the best at it, it seems. Hopefully this isn't locked. Nope, this isn't locked, but what might we find in here exactly? There seems to be quite a few people. This could prove troublesome. Best get our scamp at the ready. I wonder exactly where they're going to be coming from. Oh, okay, there is quite a few people. Of course, Thairon's noticed the chest, but it's locked, so curses. Oh, there seems to be... Whoa, there are a lot of people here. A lot of hostile people. But will Thairon be able to defeat them, I wonder? I'm afraid we'll have to wait until next episode to find that out, ladies and gentlemen. But I do hope you've enjoyed this episode of my ASMR Oblivion playthrough. Please do tell me if there are certain segments you'd rather I cut out. I know the selling of all of the goods that Thairon had was quite lengthy, and I do apologise for that. I hope you still enjoyed it. If you'd prefer me to cut out that sort of thing when we go to sell more items, then please do tell me. Other than that, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying this playthrough so far, and I hope you'll stick with me throughout it. And until next time, thank you for watching. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and take care.